Hi cheese fans, so I'm back from France and I've got a video presentation for you of some of the cheeses that I tried on the way around. I bought cheeses from the supermarket, I bought cheeses from a fromagerie, I bought cheeses on the market. We also went to a fantastic place, Fort Saint-Antoine, which is a fort where they age Comté. I've been in the Alsace and Jura regions, and cheeses that are made around here are Munster, Morbier and Comté. This region is also famous for raclette and fondue. So unfortunately, when I went into the market, I videoed my feet. I don't know how I got that wrong, but I can show you the outside of the market. Just like as a disclaimer, okay, when I was a kid, I got this like cine camera and projector. And if you remember, if you're old enough, you used to take your film and then you had to send it away to be developed and you got it back 6 weeks later. And my understanding of editing was that you kind of cut the film with a pair of scissors and then stuck the film together with a bit of sellotape. Well, of course, what happens is it all gets stuck in the projector. And I was getting really stressed and anxious, which was like my usual condition as a teenager, and really like red in the face. I remember my dad sticking his head round the bedroom door and saying, "How's Steven Spielberg doing?" Well, you're about to see how wrong my dad was, and suffice to say, my first film, The Killer Horses, has never seen the light of day. But I'm going to show you some of the cheeses that I tried, and then I'm going to tell you what I brought back. Hi cheese fans, so here I am in France. These are the first cheeses of the trip. So this one, the Bresse Bleu, I'm going to bring some of this back with me, so I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that another time. But this one here, Saint Albret, this is something that I've never had before. We've got it in Carrefour. It's, as you can see, like a kind of semi-soft. Give it a squeeze. Lovely orange rind. I'm thinking it's going to be similar to a Son Nectar, but I've never had this before, so I'll have to let you know. But it's got like a mushroom fragrance. Obviously, Le Pain. And we've got two wines, a White Crows and a Viognier, La Violetta, which is from Alsace. So these are the first cheeses of the trip, but there's going to be lots more. So this Saint Albret is really good. It doesn't have a mushroom taste to it. It tastes kind of like double cream, really kind of innocent and very, very sweet. And it's going really well with the crows and coleslaw with mustard mayonnaise. Okay, so this is where we are in Aubenas, which is apparently on the sauerkraut trail. I didn't know that there was one. But look at these for your raclettes, like just a selection of different kinds of raclette cheese already sliced. And then you've got your fondant mix. Look at these gorgeous goat's cheese. Here, I don't know if you can see it, this is like a kind of mashed potato with cheese, aligot, that's really nice. And we've gone for this one, egg torquay, which is a Basque cheese. I've never had this before, so that's something new to try. Okay, so I'm trying this torquay. There you are, you can see it. It's the sheep's milk cheese, obviously from Basque region. So it's not a cheese that like hits you in the face. But it is really nice. So because we're trying to, while we're here, get some old favourites and try things that we haven't had before. So it's not like a pecorino in taste, because that's a sheep's milk cheese. It's got like black pepper and a kind of sweetness, but the texture is nothing like pecorino, because I don't know if you can see, it's like a rubbery cheese. So it's quite difficult to cut with this camping knife, which is an oversight. We might have to call into the supermarket tomorrow. And also, because we're in the Alsace, so we've got this Riesling. There's a whole load of wines made here. Rieslings, Pinot Gris and Muscat. And the Cremant is like a kind of fizzy wine, like a champagne. All very sweet. So not normally my kind of thing, but obviously in the sunshine. So I've got this traditional local dish, which is Alsatian noodles with Munster cheese. Don't know what it's going to taste like yet. It's very, very smelly. Okay, so we went in here yesterday and bought some gingerbread, which is a speciality of the region. And we also got this Christmas cake, but I'm going to share that with you at Christmas. Here, which is like an artisan fromagerie. And I bought some Saint-Nectaire, which is a favourite. Normally I'm going from the supermarket, so this is going to be a more upmarket version from here, the Cloche cheese shop. Okay, so as you can see, it's raining, which isn't great news for me because I'm camping. But it is good news for the cows because we're actually heading into the Jura Mountains. And there's lots of lovely green grass for the cows to eat because this is the area of France where Comté cheese is made. Oh, we've got some cows over here. I don't know if you can see them through the mist. So there's lots of what they call fruitières around this region where the cheese is made, and then they're taken elsewhere to be aged. So this is where we're heading for, Fort Saint-Antoine. So this is Fort Antoine. It used to be a working military fort. As you can see, it's all built into the hillside, and now it's no longer used by the military. They use the fort to mature Comté cheese, and at any one time there are up to 100,000 wheels of cheese maturing in here. And they also have a distillery where they make absinthe. We're not going to go there, but we've just been advised that it's really freezing cold inside, so we're going to go and put some warm jumpers on. Okay, so this is a robot that they use to turn the cheese regularly. And this is the cheese we bought, the cheese that we'd seen maturing, and we've put some Leyden cheese next to it for scale. And of course, I couldn't come to Jura without having fondue. It's just been lit and we're just waiting for it to start bubbling. Can you hear the clock striking? That's 1 o'clock, and it means that the market here in Dole is about to open, so I'm going to go and have a look at some cheese. Okay, so we've got Brillat Savarin here, which I don't think I've covered, but it turns to mousse in the sunshine. But this is the one I want to talk to you about, Mimolette, okay. As you can see, it's a red cheese. You can tell that it matures in a ball shape. It's coloured with a netto, that's what gives it that red colour. Now, some people compare this to a Howder. I don't think it is because I think it's more sweet than that, but the secret is, it has like little lice or mites inside it that burrow out, which is why it has the lacy edge on the rind. Okay, I've been told off that I didn't mention that this is an aged Mimolette because you can buy it younger. And it's a bit more like Edam.
It's nothing like Edam.
The young one.
Oh, the young one, maybe.
The young one. Hi, so I'm back. I'm a little bit frazzled still, but I have got the cheeses that I brought back to share with you. So I was going to get the Saint Albret. I was torn, but then I tried this one, Saint Felicien. A friend served it with some bread at lunchtime. So I went for this one instead. If you want the other one, it's in like a flower shape, and you can get it in the French supermarkets. I've not seen it here. So I chose this one instead, Saint Felicien. It's what they call a Dauphin. I was going to have to put my glasses on. Dauphin cheese because of the area it's made in. Now, it's not going to knock your socks off, but it's a lovely, really French runny cheese. So as you can see, I got this from the supermarket and it's packed in this like plastic box. Now, usually this type of cheese is sold in one of these. It's made in the same region as the Saint Marcelon, very similar in style, but this one's a bit bigger. These are clearly cheaper and better for transportation, but the reason they're usually sold in these is because it is really runny and gooey, and you can kind of get all the runny bits out. You may think because it comes in one of these that it's a cheese for baking, and you can bake it, but you don't have to. It's pasteurised cow's milk, a really, really young cheese. Ideally, you want to eat it dead on the sell-by date, because it sort of loses its freshness and can become a little bit sour after that date. You want it nice and runny, mopped up with bread, very light, very creamy, really very French. And I'm going to have it with this Beaujolais, which I've also picked up in the French supermarket, a nice light red wine that will go really well with this. But I'm not having it just yet because I've been in France for 2 weeks. The French do lovely cheese, they do lovely wine, they do lots of things really well. But what they don't do, and what I've been craving, is a proper cup of tea and toast and Marmite. So I'm going to enjoy these, and then I'll come back to you with the other cheeses that I've brought back with me. So the Comté that we bought in Fort Saint-Antoine, it's all, as you can see, vacuum wrapped. So we're saving that to go with the Christmas cake that we bought when we bought the gingerbread. Alsace is kind of very German, and they have this kind of Christmas cake that's one of these affairs where it's sort of dates squashed together and a bit of alcohol in there, and it keeps for ages. Now that cheese is absolutely beautiful. We tried some when we were in the fort. It's a gorgeous affair of vanilla and almonds and alpine meadows, and it's creamy and it's got leeks and vegetables, just a flavour sensation. It was gorgeous, gorgeous stuff, which brings me to this thing. So because we were saving that, we decided to bring a smaller piece of Comté back to enjoy now, and we got this from the supermarket. Now, I don't know what to say about it. I'm just going to get it out of the way, okay? It's awful. I think it's probably the worst piece of cheese I've ever had, and that's so disappointing because it's French, which produce my favourite cheeses. So it's, God, it smells like a butcher's shop. Okay, you can see it's been abandoned. It smells like kind of refrigeration and aluminium counters, and it tastes of lard. And I was really looking forward to enjoying it with this cherry jam that's also from the French supermarket. Comté is the best-selling cheese in France. It's a lovely, lovely cheese. It comes from the Jura region. The wines that are around there, kind of Jura and Alsace, they're not to my taste. They're like Riesling and Pinot Gris. So they're too sweet for my taste buds, but really you should enjoy those wines with this kind of cheese. But this, it tastes of lard. And it was, normally if you take a piece out of the fridge, it changes, and it changes the longer you have it. This just tastes of lard. It's rubbish, and I don't even know what to do with it now. I couldn't even put it in a sauce, I don't think. So that's a real disappointment. The other two cheeses I brought, so this one I mentioned when we were at the campsite, I pronounced it wrong. It's the Bleu de Bresse. Now this is a blue cheese. I always get this when I'm in France, and I always bring it back. It's a mass-produced cheese. You can get it in the supermarkets. You can even get it in like the little casino supermarkets that you see around the town centre. It's a French version of Italian cheese, because obviously the French. And it's a blue cheese. It comes in these little containers. Now you can. I've also seen it sold in big wheels, but you can now get this in the UK. Here's a trick for you. Ocado do it under the Carrefour brand. So if you do your shopping, you get it delivered from Ocado. If you kind of look for Carrefour products, they sell this, but it's got the Carrefour logo on it. So it comes like this. Okay, packaged like this, so you can put it back in the box. And as you can see, it almost looks like a brie. And it does have a brie-like consistency to it. But it is a blue cheese, a very mild blue cheese. So these kind of cheese, you cut them like they're a cake. So taking out a little triangle, so you're getting a bit of the centre, a bit of the outside. I love it. Look at that. It's not, like a really strong tasting mould. Really, really creamy, has a bit of ammonia to it, a bit of mushroom, but it's really nice spread on bread. I think Ocado sell it for like £4. So you can get this in the UK. I always bring some of it back, but it's not like a fine cheese, but I really like it. And then the other one I brought back, I did try and get some of the Brillat Savarin, but they didn't have any. So this is Saint Nectaire. So you know that I got some of the Saint Nectaire from the Cloche Fromagerie. We ate that. That was gorgeous. This is another one from the supermarket. Not as good as the one we got from the Fromagerie, but it's still good. So Saint Nectaire, it's from the Auvergne. It's a cheese that is matured on rye straw. The mould or the rind changes colour as it ages. So you can, this is grey. Sometimes you can get them where it's kind of orangey or yellow. And to count as a Saint Nectaire, the rind should be mottled. It shouldn't be uniform colour. You can get two types. You can get the Fermier, which is what this is, and the one we also got from the Cloche, which means that all the milk, it's a cow's milk cheese, comes from the same farm. Or you can get the dairy version, which is milk from all different farms. Absolutely fantastic cheese. And I had some I had a veggie burger in a restaurant, and they did it with Saint Nectaire. So it's a great cheese for melting and grilling. Okay. It's beautiful. And I like the ones that are a little bit more mature when the rind is a darker colour, because then the difference in taste, the contrast between the paste and the rind is really striking. So you've almost got like a little bit of aniseed or licorice or charcoal in the rind. And then the paste in the middle is beautifully nutty, honeyed. It's a gorgeous cheese. They do sell it in, if you go back to the video where I did the M&S cheese selection, they do have a small piece of it in there. It's one that you can't often find in the UK, so it was one that I was always going to bring back. So I hope you've enjoyed my little trip around French cheeses. I'll be back soon with more cheese. Thanks for watching.